Jody looked at the man, complaining that he spoke boring love words to her every day. The man didn't get angry, but instead handed Jody a can of milkshake, trying to gain her favor. Jody refused his kindness because it would make others think she was a monster. The man believed that Jody should defend her individuality, like wearing high heels when dating a shorter guy. The man said that Jody's imaginary smart boyfriend, who was 180 centimeters tall, would never walk through that door outside the classroom. Unexpectedly, just after the man finished speaking, a blonde-haired boy with closed eyes opened the classroom door. Jody only glanced at him and fell for him instantly. However, the man walked to the blackboard and solved a very difficult problem. Jody realized that the perfect man she wanted was the one standing in front of her. During the break, Stig was preparing for class when a woman suddenly leaned over him. Jody smiled and greeted her in her native language. Stig said he was new here and still had a lot to learn. Jody took his hand and offered to show him around and familiarize him with the environment. Jody walked into a room and ran into Stig, who was playing the piano. Stig became noticeably flustered, and his rhythm was disrupted. Jody told him to relax his hands, but Stig was too nervous. He shook his hands and placed them back on the keys, and surprisingly, it got much better. Stig thanked Jody and praised her for surely being able to play the piano. Jody said it was just because her hands were big. Then the man extended his hand, wanting to see Jody's hands. Jody slowly extended her hand, but Stig withdrew his and handed Jody a music score from the piano, believing that she would be able to play it. The man invited Jody to sit next to him and play the song together. But before the song ended, it was interrupted by a woman. The woman clapped her hands sarcastically and said it was wonderful. Stig explained that they were just having an impromptu concert, but the woman claimed to be Stig's girlfriend. After the man left, the woman glared at Jody, angrily asking what she was doing and if she was trying to steal her boyfriend. Jody insisted that she wasn't, so the woman demanded that Jody stay away from her man. The woman and Stig sat on the sofa, with a musical play on the TV, but the man walked around, crumpling the potato chips in his hand, as if he had suddenly remembered something. He went back to the kitchen and took out a pile of things, shutting the fridge with his foot. Then he said he could make a milkshake. Suddenly, someone called the man from outside the door. Upon hearing the commotion, the man quickly leaned over the door and asked what was going on. Stig invited him to watch the musical play with them. The man sat in the middle of the sofa, fiercely separating the two. The woman reluctantly moved over, while the man happily tilted his head and looked at Jody. After watching the musical play, the two sat on the bus. The woman asked where Stig's girlfriend had gone. Stig said she had gone out by herself, then complained that his girlfriend was very insecure about him. Jody said that his girlfriend was perfect, while she only had her annoying height. Stig shook his head and looked at Jody, gently telling her that she was smart and beautiful. Upon hearing this, Jody looked deeply at the man and couldn't resist kissing him. The woman, with her hands crossed, asked the man, "Why didn't you sit with me for dinner?" The man, fastening his helmet, replied that he had been invited by someone else. The woman complained that Stig had been avoiding her for the entire day, while the man mumbled to himself and rode away on his bike. The woman realized that someone must have spoken to Stig, so she chased after the man, demanding to know what was said. As he pedaled, the man said, "I just hinted that he should focus on maintaining the love he already has." The woman was surprised that, as her friend, the man was not thinking about her. The man, shocked by Jody's accusation, explained that he actually cared about her a lot. He just wanted to ensure that the woman wouldn't get hurt. The man was talking without noticing the road ahead, and he crashed into a car. In the piano room, Stig stood up and greeted Jody. Jody didn't understand why the man wanted to meet her at this time. It turned out that he still couldn't forget her. He said that if he broke up with someone else and could be with her, he would definitely do it. Jody proposed that Stig be her escort at her sister's beauty pageant, and the man agreed. Jody found her sister. A man expressed his intention to break up with his girlfriend, which made her feel uneasy. Her sister was glad that the woman came to her for help and was relieved that her sister had someone to rely on. Jody explained that she didn't want to disturb her sister's beauty contest, But her sister said that Jody's position in her heart was unparalleled. Jody teared up. Who else could she talk to if not her sister? After the contest, Jody found the man. He explained that he had intended to go to her, but there were too many things at the party and he couldn't leave. Jody finally realized that the man had been lying to her. The next day, the man found Jody with a bruised face. He slowly placed his hand on the woman's head. Jody woke up startled and punched the man in the throat. The man explained that he had come to give her a gift. The woman opened the box and found a pair of high heels inside. The man urged the woman to accept them. The next day at the school evening party, the woman tied her hair up, wore the high heels given by the man, and walked slowly onto the stage in a light blue dress. Jody picked up the microphone and released her feelings.